Hi everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here. I'm just going to check that I'm going live properly in my group too. Let me check. My goodness. Oh my gosh. So, thanks so much for giving me a second. Give me a second. I'm just checking. Okay, wonderful. Thanks so much. Here I am live in our Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs group, and I'm also live streaming to my Facebook group, Radiate and Elevate Professional Women. If you don't know me, I'm Ilima Hong, and I'm a wellness and self-compassion mentor for professional women. You know, I talk about how the dichotomy of things, right? The strange irony of things about how having you can be successful, you can achieve your career and personal goals, and still struggle with limiting beliefs and self-doubt, right? You still struggle with the tendency and the comfort in shrinking, yourself, right? When it comes to being out there. Um, and the reason I'm wanting to share that with all of you is because I went through them myself. Okay, I'm 53 years old. I'm an education administrator, and I also have my background in human resources management. I've been in, my line of work or career work for over 25 years, and I'm a mom. I have two adult children. I've been married for 23 years. So all of that's going on, right, in life, and I'm going along my way. I'm investing time, money, energy into my own career. I'm identifying with my profession. And then, poof, something just flips you on your backside. Okay? Life just changes. If you're watching me right now, go ahead and fill in the comments, hashtag live. Or if you're going to watch the replay and you're watching the replay later, go ahead and type in hashtag replay. I go back in the comments. I make sure that I answer questions people might have about the information that I share with you. So don't be afraid to go ahead and put a comment in there. So anyway, as I was saying, right? So I'm dealing with this sudden change in life. And what happened was, as an educator, and I was well up there as an administrator, but we had a change in administration. And suddenly the people that came in decided that my role that I had secured and coveted and contributed incredibly to was no longer needed in that way. And that they were just going to change my position and move me to an area somewhere else. And this was done in so much haste and uncertainty, and I had no input whatsoever into where I was going to end up and be. And that created an incredible trauma. And tell me in the comments here, type a number one if you've also endured a personal struggle, right? An incredible challenge, like something sudden. Go ahead and type in a one if that's happened to you. Type in a two if maybe you haven't had that, but you still struggle with some other areas of your own emotional development. Because we all do. And you can have the facade of being successful and achieving and running your household and running a business or being a part of a business, and still have some limiting beliefs of your own. And then what happens, ladies, is when life hits you, and it does, right? That's life. You are so off balance because have not developed the flexibility and the emotional strength that you need to endure life's changes and challenges, that you just find yourself flipped over on your backside like I did. Okay? So when that happened and I had to change my whole professional identity, I felt embarrassed, I questioned my own worth. And if you've ever felt that way, go ahead and show me it with an emoji. just a broken heart emoji in the comments, because that's a critical state of mind to be in when you feel unworthy, right? Undervalued. And you're mature, 53 years old. Well, at the time I was 52. 52 years old. Like, so much self-confidence. I could manage an entire school, like, no problem. But this change happened, and I almost fell apart. Okay, so cried, blamed, curled up in a ball. But I quickly realized that I have a family and I have friends who are counting on me, right? They were actually wanting to protect me. Okay, they were wanting to know, well, who do we go after? How do we take care of this, mom? How do we make it better? How do we make it right? And I had to dig really deep. I had to work on my inner strength to assure them and comfort my family, right? And let them know I'm okay. Because really, guys, when that happened, and if you run into an obstacle or a challenge, you know, what you can do right away, which is what I did, was I honed in on what I was grateful for right away. Okay, this is one of my activities that I wanted to share here, but I honed in on that. Okay, and I identified 3 areas that I was immediately grateful for. Okay, and why don't you in the comments let me know 1, 2, or 3 if you also are grateful for these items. Okay, so number 1, when this tragedy happened and they changed my position, and I felt embarrassed and I felt taken advantage of, I honed in and I remembered that, wait a minute, I'm fairly healthy. So that's something I can be thankful for. So I wanted to shift that right away. Okay, so number 1 was my health. I was very thankful for my health. Number 2, I was surrounded by people who love me. Okay, genuinely, right? So I have a husband and I have a family, and my relationships are healthy. So I was happy with that. I'm very thankful. That's number 2. So put a number 2 in the comments if you also at least have a healthy relationship. Then number 3, which actually you should all be typing in the number 3 for this item, because we all have this. The third thing I was thankful for when I was feeling like I was traumatized, down in the dirt, embarrassed, fearful of my job and my ability to provide for my family. The third thing I remembered was I have the capacity to learn. Okay? And we all do. Okay, so I thought, wow, I have these 3 things to be thankful for. Okay. But it didn't completely erase the hurt and the depression that I was spiraling into, right? However, I took some time and I started to learn about some wellness activities, like many of you might already do them. Okay, type in the comments if you already engage in some of these activities. Okay, so meditation, right? Going inward and just silencing the busy mind that's full of negative self-talk, full of manipulation and just memories and things that just busy you throughout the day. So meditation was one item, right? And I also journaled. I did that right away. And I journaled and I didn't lift the pen. I just wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote and wrote and dumped all of those feelings of inadequacy, yeah, inferiority, again, doubting and having a very low self-esteem when all that happened. And those 2 activities created incredible emotional strength and flexibility within, but it took time, and I did that consistently. So go ahead, I hope to see some numbers in there. There's either going to be a 1, 2, or a 3 for what you're thankful for. You're going to share with me if you're doing some wellness activities too. Just share here because others could learn too. I'm Ilima Hong, and I am a wellness and self-compassion mentor and coach for professional women. But I'm constantly learning, and I'm just sharing my transformation, how I went from being just feeling torn apart, completely less than, my light was completely dim, almost out, to the person I am today, who is self-assured. I have this sense of ease and confidence in what's going on in my life. And if there are days where I don't have that, I have ways to quickly shift that mood and that energy. And so I provide all of that information in my Facebook group. And I mentioned that earlier. I'm going to put the link here in the comments. Go ahead and jump in there for more. I have free training on how to improve your mental and emotional health. I have another program in there. It's a mentorship program. So I'm going to put that in the comments. And then I'm also going to give away my free 30-day Radiant Wellness Kickstart Guide. Okay, 30 days, ladies. You are going to see how I slowly and strategically applied some of these activities to my month. And little by little, if I did it every day, as much as I could, I started to regain and regrow my own self-confidence. Okay, so let me put that in here now. Go ahead and think about, what I've shared so far. Have you experienced that yourself too? Disappointment, irritability, a lack of sleep, a question about whether you are in the right place, doing exactly what you want to do. As we get older here, not too many people are talking about this, but as we get older, we're realizing that the time ahead of us is a lot shorter than the time behind us, right? And maybe you are sort of searching for something to just ignite within you. It's a common problem for all of us. So with these simple steps that I kind of draw out for you, I put it in that 30-day Kickstart guide, but that could sort of just be a start for you. You could also learn more in my Facebook group, and ultimately I have my 8-week mentorship program that I also offer to our professional women. Really, I help you transform, and I create a very unique set of a wellness routine that you can easily implement. I know you're busy. I'm busy too. So I took the time to sort of do that for you. So this will be like a done for you program, and something that's really tailored, because everybody sort of struggles. However, our struggles and our needs are a little different, from one another. And I'll put that also in here. An ability for you to book a phone call with me, no problem too. Talk about what it is that you would like to improve on. I'll put that in here as well. Sorry, I'm just putting it in right now. And you can get that information in there. So I hope this was helpful to you. I talked about sort of my struggle. I hope you didn't go through the same thing as I did, but if you are, or if you have, and you kind of just want something to sort of shine the light within you, help you activate that, and then I have that information for you. Very easily find it in the comments, and comment to tell me what you're working on now in terms of your own emotional strength and flexibility. And I'm so happy to have met you here. Thank you so much. Have an awesome day and an awesome rest of your week.